So I'm back at like 1 second. I still have that thing. And I'm gonna show you how, look at this stuff. You should never, you should never click it. And I got you. So I'm gonna make another story booth, and this one is called School Lockdown on YouTube of Chloe. I don't know. So watch one of her videos, subscribe to her, make views of her, and yeah. Because I don't know her, but I don't care. I'm just being nice to her. Let's just watch.
When I was in 6th grade, I had the new teacher at school, and she was just fresh out of grad school. She was literally 22 years old. She was really nice, but she kind of just had no idea what she was doing in the classroom. And the whole year, it was just kind of like a roller coaster of up and down emotions. Sometimes she'd get so stressed out and just start crying in the middle of class and would be like, oh my God, I'm just like so stressed. You guys are just awful. And of course, everyone in my class kind of picked up on the fact that she had like no idea what she was doing. So they all just made it worse for her by like thinking they could do whatever they wanted. And that just made her cry more. And everything just got so stressful. And there was just really no structure in the class. So one day we were in the classroom and we were studying ancient Greece. And suddenly, I just saw her face go completely white. And she was looking at the clock. So me and all the other kids in the class just looked up at the clock too. But instead of it saying the time, it said bell. And I later found out that bell was the code word for a real lockdown. But I didn't know that yet. So my classmates and I just watched as she scrambled to lock the door, close the blinds, and then she instructed us to hide in the corner of the room. And then she just says, stay quiet.
That's actually true. Bell actually means real lockdown. That happened to my school, but bell is kind of like bellwind, like there's two ways: bell as bellwind, like lunchtime, bell as real lockdown.
We're gonna lock down. And she was in tears at this point. She was shaking and she was curled up in the corner behind her desk. This was the moment when I realized this wasn't a lockdown drill. This was an actual lockdown. And I was freaked out. I just straight up asked her, are we gonna die? And she looked at me, and as gravely as possible, she said, I don't know. And that literally just sent the whole class into tears. Some kids were even trying to jump out the window. My teacher was screaming at them that if there's someone in this building, there could be more people outside waiting to get you. I was just freaked out. The whole time, I was literally just thinking about dying. It's so morbid, but I was. And I was thinking about, like, what I hadn't done in my life yet, and what more
I was balancing the thing. Let me show you. I need to play this for a second. I was doing it. Stop this. I was actually doing it. Let's do it again. Is it? No! It was actually balancing. Oh. Please balance. It can't balance anymore. Okay, I'm so done. It was balancing. It was balancing. It was balancing. What are you looking at? Huh? What are you looking at? Huh? I'm doing nothing. Okay. I was doing it. Please balance, please balance, please balance. I give up. Okay, back to way back to the story. I was actually close to balancing. Back.
I had to do, and I was basically thinking of my last seconds. And then all of a sudden there's a knock on the door. and we all just like shot up. We thought this was the intruder. First of all, why would the intruder knock on the door? We all just stay there and we don't know what to do, even my teacher. And then there's another knock on the door, and my teacher gets up and she goes to the door. And it's another teacher. It's the teacher next door. The teacher next door asks what we're doing. And then my teacher's like, "What? Isn't there a lockdown?" The teacher next door goes, "No, they were just fixing the clock and that message came on." So then we all kind of got up from the corner. We were like, wait, there was no lockdown? Then I looked into the hallway and then everything was just normal. Kids were in class, they were laughing, they were walking up and down the hall, doing their homework. There was literally no lockdown. The only class in lockdown was our class. Since that day, I've experienced a lot more lockdowns. They're really upsetting and scary, and I just wish it wasn't a reality of the world we live in.
That was good. Locked. Let's do this. Very sick.
So my mom and I live in these apartment complexes on the second floor, and we have two cats named Bella and Kitty. With being on the second floor, we have this little porch, and our cats are always out there enjoying the views of the apartment complex. So everyone kind of knew that we had animals. One night, my mom and I were sitting on the couch and we hear this knock at the door. My mom answers the door and there's this little boy, and he tells my mom, "Hey, we know you guys have cats and we keep hearing these crying meows from the bushes and our parents aren't home, so can you come check it out?" We put on our flip-flops really quickly and dash out the door. So we go around to the back of this set of apartment complexes, and there's crying from the bushes, and we had our flashlights, and we kind of poked around through the bushes, and then my mom sees it. 7 little kittens all curled up into a little ball in a big thorn bush, and they don't look good. I jumped into the thorn bush and grabbed the kittens out one by one while my mom took them from me. My mom and I put them in this little basket that we brought with us, and we taped them up into our apartment complex. We gave them loads of blankets and food and washed them up a bit because they were all scruffy from the thorns that they were in. We were scared and we were worried for their health because they're all blind. So we take them to the vet. The doctors say that there's not a very good chance that they would live. My mom and I obviously are very upset about this. So the vet says, well, if you guys are so concerned about this, we could take them in, but it would be very expensive. And my mom and I, we don't really have that much money. So we asked if there were any alternatives. And they said that we could maybe nurse them on our own. We, of course, were like, oh no, this is going to be another responsibility. My mom would have to take off work because they're all blind, or I would have to stay home. And how can a 13-year-old take care of cats? Like, that's just not a thing that, take care of blind cats. Like, no, that's not going to happen. And we didn't want to give up, so we got all the supplies that we needed to help the cats. We got eye medicine for them, we got this replacement from their mother's milk, and beds, and we all gave them names. There was Rhubarb, there was Ginger, there was Sassy, there was Nutjob, and there was Nightmare because he was all black, of course. We cared for those kittens for a good 3 months in the bathroom. Slowly but steadily, their sight all returned, and soon enough, we got to give the kittens out. And I really want to nurse cats whenever I get older now.
Now, one more. Okay. Ew.
So on this particular day in the year 1986, the most wonderful woman in the world, my grandmother, was watching me. She put me in a high chair, she turned around for a moment, and what did I do? I felt the need to stand and dance to the rhythm of my heart. And I started to shake my little booty all around, and suddenly the swaying and movement of my little pudgy body caused my high chair to tip over with me in it. She turns around at the last moment to see me land on the ground, and the weight of me in the high chair snapped my arm. Break number 1. Now let's fast forward a little bit. I'm 4 years old. I'm playing on the playground. I see all these kids having the time of their life. For some reason, in my mind, they looked like Olympians. And then there's me, an athletically challenged 4-year-old. But I was like, yeah, I'll show you. So I get on the monkey bars. I'm having a great time. And then suddenly I decide I don't want to be up so high anymore. So I let go. Snap, crackle, pop. Break number 2. So in this story, time passes, and around the age of 11 years old, I love baseball. At least I think I love baseball. To be honest, I was never really good at baseball, but I wanted to play because that's what all my friends did. On this particular day, it was my turn to go up to bat. I swing, I crack the ball, and I just sprint to first base. I decided to slide into that base. Then guess what I heard? Snap! Whoops! Break number 3. And as I'm healing from this third broken arm, I start to think, maybe I shouldn't play sports. I'm not good at them. I don't enjoy going to practice or anything like that. But I was like, I have no choice. If I want to have some type of social life and be accepted, I gotta love sports. Once I got the cast off, I said I'm going back out to the field and I'm gonna keep playing baseball, dadgummit. So now I'm 13 years old, sporting a beautiful butt cut. So I'm out playing baseball once again, and we can all see where this story is going. I hit the ball, I go to first base. They say rounded, go to second. I go to second base. Guess what I do? I slid. Safe. Holy mother of Zeus. I didn't break my arm, guys. Then the coach said, keep going. And I was like, yeah, man, I am gonna keep going. I put my arm down trying to make it look cool as I slide into third base. And then what do I hear? And this time I didn't cry. It wasn't dramatic. I felt like a jaded, grumpy 80-year-old man. Now let's fast forward to 10th grade. When I woke up and had an epiphany one morning, I realized, Josh, doing all these sports things and trying to fit in with all the popular kids, that doesn't make you happy. What makes you happy? What do you truly love? The answer was clear. I love to entertain. But then when I was 18, I made a big decision, and I moved to New York City to pursue one of the big loves of my life, this industry. Whether I'm 2 years old and dancing in a high chair, or I'm in my 30s.
Well, my favorite thing I loved was being myself. I like being who I am in here. I like being in love with kittens in there.
I'm documenting my life or making my next music video. That's